Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest and, well, maybe the last one for a while. There's a little special here on Citizen Present. Obviously, Citizen Past is still firing on all cylinders, but this is Citizen Present. So I just couldn't let what's happening in the world pass without having a quick one of these, just letting you know what's going on in my Citizen world, and just adding my little two pennyworth to what it's worth about this coronavirus thing. And I'd just like to say before I say anything else, it's absolutely shocking. Please look, keep your eye on everyone, keep your eye on your relatives, keep your eye on old people who live near you. Perhaps just keep checking on these people. I know you're not supposed to leave your house here to do this, but just please a little bit of extra kindness. You know, these people in the stores buying all these toilet rolls, etc., etc. Just have a little thought for these older people who can't get out, you know, and are struggling. You know, they get to the shelves and there's nothing there. It's absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there should be ashamed of themselves how they're reacting. This is a terrible thing. And obviously, my fiance's relatives are in a care home at the moment. It's best, you know, you just can't visit. You just can't take those chances at the moment. And people with dementia, I mean, it's terrible. Overall, it's terrible. Football doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but it has impinged on football, hasn't it? So anyway, all my best wishes and love to anyone who actually suffers with this virus, who actually comes down with it. But look after yourselves, look after everybody. As I always say at the end of the vlogs, look after yourself, look after your friends, look after your family. Try and look after as many people as you can. Have a thought for other people. Anyway, less of that. All right, the virus has affected football, hasn't it? It's not, we can't get away from it. City ourselves now, obviously there's no chance of a game before the 4th of April, which obviously was Liverpool on a Saturday, but hadn't been rearranged yet, had it? So it probably wasn't going to be 3 o'clock on a Saturday anyway, was it? But that is potentially our next game. Will that go ahead? Well, reading between the lines, perhaps not. You know, even the FA guys are sort of 75% sure that it may not even happen. Then obviously it's going to bear a lot of what's going to happen over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And I don't think this virus has hit its peak yet, has it, in the UK? So it could be something totally different. Before I think, obviously, I'm worrying about City. Obviously, it's the effects on Liverpool, more importantly, isn't it? That's a very interesting thing. I mean, I'm just going to have a quick look on Twitterverse before we have a look at the effects on Liverpool, because it does lead into it. There's a few things since the United game, which we're not going to talk about. We're having to dwell on that, aren't we, now? We can't even get that out of our system, unfortunately. You know, from what seems a long time ago now, it's the 8th of March. I mean, it's less than a week, but it just seems so long ago now. Yeah, that not as good as the Cup programme they did, United, the Carabao Cup final programme. Just have a little bit about the programme, off kilter a little bit. Nice image there of some a Matt Busby thing. Superb images of some City and United players there, but not quite as good. It's nice and glossy. I do like the United programme. I don't like United, obviously, my enemies, but the programme's pretty good. So yeah, just a couple of things on Twitter I wanted to talk through first. After the United game, obviously, that have come up. Obviously, we saw the new concept for the City kit. I don't know if you saw that with the like the shell light thing for the City kit. Some people like it, some people don't. Yeah, I think it's all right. I mean, obviously, it's a concept thing, isn't it? I don't think it's been actually agreed yet or anything like that. So that'll be interesting to see where we go with that one. But that was an interesting kit that came out last week. There was a fact from @City_Chief. Atalanta faced 7 different goalkeepers before the Champions League. Obviously, all got halted as well. 7 different goalkeepers in the Champions League this season. They have scored against 6. Kyle Walker's the only one who hasn't conceded a goal against Atalanta. All credit to Atalanta. I think on my last vlog, I was commenting about the Juventus guys' comments about Atlanta. Absolutely disgraceful. Chris @FPL_FC. Since the last time Spurs won a trophy, I mean, it's a bit unfair on Spurs, but so what? RB Leipzig performed. RB Leipzig got promoted from the 5th tier of the German football all the way to Bundesliga. They qualified for the Champions League for the first time in their history and knocked Spurs out of the Champions League. So good old Leipzig and poor old Spurs, who should feel sorry for them, shouldn't we? No, not really. @City_Chief. Manchester City are the only British club to win a game in the Champions League knockout stages since the UK left the European Union. There's an interesting fact. It may go on for a bit longer, that. Out of context, of course, this doesn't just affect the English league, does it? interesting thing on out of context Rangers at Rangers_out. Neil Lennon, obviously the Celtic guy. 23rd of February, they were 12 points ahead. The league's a million miles away from being over. 13th of March, 13 points ahead. So they did increase the lead. The league is rightfully ours. We should be crowned champions. So it's amazing how these things can change. Now, getting on to the virus, one thing I've been really upset me a little bit. I did laugh at it at first, and I thought, no, I don't like it. These little tweets. And this is one. Sergio Aguero tests positive for the best Premier League player this season has ever seen. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's funny because I've seen it for Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne tests positive. Now, I just read test positive and my heart gives a little flutter. I don't think it's very nice on reflection, even though I did sort of chuckle at first. I thought, no, it's not very nice because I'm thinking it's a negative. You know, Sergio Aguero test positive and I see, you know, Kevin De Bruyne test positive. I start to worry. And I just don't like those tweets. I'm sorry. I mean, as I said, my initial reaction, yes, I quite liked it, but I don't know if you agree with me. Let me know in the comments you agree with me. There's something about it. I mean, I do like there's a lot of gallows humour about, which I appreciate. It's a very English thing to do, and I've joined in myself. But no, that's pushing it just a little bit. That's a little bit scary, I think. And Billy Cooper at Billy Cooper 7. This was quite funny. I saw yesterday. If the fixtures cannot be completed, then this season's Premier League should be void. They could award Liverpool with a trophy as a recognition of their brilliant efforts. All sounds reasonable at the moment. Maybe a shield or something. Yeah, still sounds reasonable. They could call it the Victory and Recognition Shield, or the VAR shield for short. So yeah, there was a little, obviously had to be a little dig in there at the end, but that was quite funny because I was going along with that at first. And there's lots on Twitter about the virus, etc., etc. Yeah, so I mean, it's strange, isn't it? I mean, we've also already City have got 4 games to rearrange. Obviously, we've got the Arsenal home game, Burnley at home, we've got the Real Madrid game. Any games after that, obviously, that we may, if we qualify, we've got Newcastle in the FA Cup away to read, and obviously any games after that. So it's just the knock-on effect, isn't it? I mean, the international break did help in a way. Obviously, that took away a week or two anyway, so that wasn't too bad. But everyone's had their own ideas of what to do with this now. Some people say, no, Liverpool haven't amassed enough points. So if the season's finished, no, they shouldn't be awarded anything because they've not amassed enough points, even though, let's face it, they are, well, no, touch wood, they are definite to win it. I mean, I'm 99.99% sure they would win it if the season carried on. I mean, I'm probably 100% if it had carried on under normal circumstances, but we're not into normal circumstances, are we? I mean, the thing you've got to consider as well now is that players who are injured are going to come back from injury. That's a positive thing for teams like City. So this season now, if it stops for 2 or 3 weeks, the circumstances have totally changed. I mean, the effect on people, the psychological effect. I mean, the fact of trying to play it behind closed doors, your psychological effect of a home team not having a home crowd's advantage. You know, Liverpool had played City at Anfield. If City was to play it behind closed doors against Liverpool at Etihad, some people might take the mick and say it happens all the time. There's empty seats everywhere, but we all know it's not fair to the home side. So there's so many things. It's not just Liverpool. It's promotions, it's relegations, etc., etc. So, I mean, at first I was thinking, yeah, perhaps, yeah, we should if the season is void, we should just give Liverpool the trophy. But then on reflection, well, Liverpool literally, apart from the Champions League, which they had to go at, basically scraped through, a couple of rounds of the FA Cup. And they did deliberately try and throw the FA Cup and the League Cup. So to do that, it probably helped them, with other things, obviously, amass this 22, 25 point margin at the top. If they'd gone for the cups, perhaps the margin wouldn't have been that high. So, why should they gain the benefit from that when City have played strong teams and gone for all the trophies? We've not been lucky enough to be competitive in the league, but we're still in there for all the other trophies. We've actually won a trophy. We've actually won the League Cup. So I hope they don't take that from us. I mean, that's all been competed and done and dusted. So it's another clean sweep this season, isn't it? Community Shield and the League Cup. So yeah. So why, on that basis, City have gone for these cups. So why should we be denied the fact that we've got a good chance of the FA Cup, and we've got an okay, reasonable favourites chance according to the bookies of winning the Champions League? But we're going to be, if the season was deemed as null and void, why should we lose out on the potential of that? And obviously Liverpool will be saying, well, yeah, we're going to win it anyway. So let's see. So yeah, I mean, I'm of the effect that the season has to be finished. But the thing on that as well, as I said before, I mean, it's a different circumstance now. It's a season with a big giant asterisk next to it, whatever happens, isn't it? Apart from the League Cup, which has been won quite rightly, all the other competitions are based on the fact that there's been a break, players have come back from injury, the circumstances, psychologically, teams and players are not quite at it. So the season is going to be affected. So if you're going to finish the season, but every trophy would have to have an asterisk against it. But I think you either do that or you just cancel everything. But as I say, you've got teams going for promotion. You've got the Leeds Uniteds, not been, apart from Liverpool, not been obviously winning the title for 30 years. You've got teams like Leeds United who crave to get back in the Premier League. There's so many things. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see what's going to. As a Liverpool fan, as a Leeds fan, etc., it's going to be interesting to see. I would be absolutely gutted at the moment. I've not seen, I've seen some Liverpool fans saying, yes, this is more important. Of course, it's more important than football. But, apart from Bill Shankly saying this is more worth more than life. It's a matter of life and death. Football, obviously, it isn't at the end of the day, is it? But I have seen reasonable Liverpool fans, and I am. I'm not surprised, and I would be very gutted myself if I was a Liverpool fan, and all respect to them. They do deserve to win the league, even though they have, as I said, knocked certain things on the head to try and concentrate on winning the league. But there's so much, isn't there? So much at stake. I would like to see the season finished, but with a big asterisk, because whatever happens now, it's not the same season. So whether we play through May, June and July to finish the season off, Champions League, FA Cups, League, etc., etc. And I think it should be all. I don't think they should pick and choose, because at the end of the day, as I say, certain teams have committed themselves to trophies and shouldn't be denied that ability. So, yes, I think we should be playing. But even if we did, there's still a big asterisk against what's going to happen, because at the end of the day, if it comes to early July and Liverpool have won the league, that's fair enough. They probably would win it. If we started the season again on the 4th of April, they'd probably win it within 2 or 3 weeks anyway. So, but why should other teams be denied promotion, relegation, the ability to win trophies? So I'm all for either cancelling everything that this season never existed or playing on as long as it takes. Obviously, the logistics of that are unbelievable. And as I said, there is a big question mark over the validity of that, because of, obviously, as I said, with games not being played and players being able to come back and psychological effects, as I said, it's just a whole total disaster. If you said to me I had to have one or the other and there's no in between, I would say wipe the season off, start again. But who knows? It'll be interesting, won't it? I mean, it'll be interesting to see how, obviously, they're talking about putting the European Championships back, and this is a FIFA World Club Championship, isn't it, next year? I mean, these two don't get on anyway, FIFA and UEFA, so that'll be fun to see how that pans out, wasn't it? City's exclusion from the Champions League. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it's still at the court thing. I mean, we can't see that happening now. I mean, obviously, surely with all this, that's going to be sort of put on a back burner, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, UEFA are still out for City, so we'll have to see how that works out, won't it? Financial effects, of course. I mean, the clubs will survive, won't they? The clubs will survive. The players will certainly survive. There's certain vloggers, etc., who put all their sort of. I'm talking about the wonderful Stephen McInerney. Sorry, Steve, I can't pronounce your surname. Esteemed company, anyway, who's obviously gone full time on City. And yeah, I mean, there's no matches out there, but there's enough on City. And I produce stuff on City, even though there's no matches. But obviously, my thing's a little bit slightly different to what Steve does. So, people like Steve have to put stuff out there. You get sponsored by people to do with football. So, all these things are happening. But I mean, at the end of the day, obviously the footballers aren't going to suffer, are they? I mean, they're quite happy, self-excluded, as long as they're not ill, with their money in the bank, etc., etc. But obviously the program sellers and the shops around the grounds and all this sort of thing. I mean, so many things being affected. I mean, I'm not particularly affected financially. It's impinged on my business as certain things have been happening with the pound against the dollar, which I buy items against the dollar, and obviously at the moment my margin is virtually zero. So obviously that's meant I've got to do different things, but that's nothing to do with that's just one of those things. You've got to get on with it, haven't you? And this is what we all have to do. But you have to feel sorry. But I'm sure all these football clubs and their employees will be looked after. I'm sure City will try and look after the various people that they're responsible before. So yeah, the financial effect. So anyway, let me know what you think. Or should we just I'll give you two options, really. I'll put little cards and little polls on this thing, and should the season be just voided altogether, Or should we play certain competitions but not others? Or should we just carry on with everything till it finishes? If that means going into July and August and postponing the start of next season till the end of September, October, and then as it should, and other things being cancelled. So let me know what you think. Be interesting, won't it? Just let me know in the comments below what you think on that. Yeah, so that's 15 minutes anyway. So as I said, please, if you're not subscribed to this little channel and you don't know much about it, please push the old push the old subscribe button and the bell notification. All these vlogs come out, because thumbs ups are great. Because there's little thumbs ups are always nice, you know, little thumb up. Wash your hands first and push your button, sort of thing. Yeah, so the Citizen vlogs, obviously I'll be still producing the Citizen vlogs past, and obviously the present will be with us back when football starts again. But as you know, my Citizen vlogs past, they'll be doing over the next 7 to 10 days, there'll be a look at April 2002. So we're going obviously with Mr. Kevin Keegan in charge. A good happy month that, wasn't it? So I'll be looking back at April 2002 over the next few days. Part 5 of the City history. I'm doing a part 125-year history look back at the 125 years plus, because obviously it goes back a little bit longer than that, doesn't it? It goes back to 1880, so it's a little bit longer than 125, even though it wasn't always Manchester City. So part 5 will be out, which covers 1924 to 25 to 1933-34 season. So that'll be coming out in the next few days. So please, if you push that bell notification, you'll be notified of that. And of course, there's loads of Citizen vlogs out there for you to look at. So please seek them out. I'll put a couple of links below. There's even a City quiz there that I did 3 or 4 weeks ago. So if you're looking for something to do, have a go at the City quiz. And also one of my Citizen past vlogs. I don't know if you remember, the young lady did a mastermind thing on City where a specialist subject was City, and I actually included those questions in one of my City Pass things. So again, I'll try and do the link there for you to look at that. So if you've not seen that or watched it, or just see how you would have done, on Mastermind if you were asked the City questions. It's quite interesting. So I'll put that on there as well. And obviously, if we get chances, to say I do have a lot on my plate personally and work-wise myself at the moment with a few problems with all this going on. So I will try and perhaps put another little City quiz out if I can over the next few days as well. And of course, if you're into movies, if you like movies and TV, please, my little sister channel doing the movie vlogs, movie reviews, information on what's out to buy, information on what's out at the cinema. That's all on there. Again, all the links are below. Just go on that, and please, it'll help you fill a few hours if we're missing football and getting a bit waiting for other stuff to come out from other people. There's lots of stuff there, and obviously I do at least a video every day on that. So there's always a vlog coming out on that about films and movies and TV dramas, etc. And there's also stuff on posters and board game specials as well for retro board games. So please join the channel and enjoy that as well, as if you like that as well as your football. But as I say, this is the football side. And thanks for joining me today anyway for a little bit of update of what's going on with the Citizen vlog present. And hopefully you'll join me for some of the Citizen vlog pasts and enjoy those over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And hope, fingers crossed, the season gets back on track and we get it all sorted. If there's anything happens in the meantime that you haven't been told about by one of the other guys who do these sort of things, I'll be back on and let you know anyway. But as I say, I'll leave all the general day-to-day Manchester City and the coronavirus stuff to my fellow vloggers out there who do a great job, so I'll leave you in their capable hands for that. But as I say, keep your eyes open for all these Citizen vlogs for the past of Manchester City. If you like your City history, or you want to get into your City history, look, I'm no Gary James. I use a lot of Gary James information, but I try and put a personal slant on it as well. When I've actually, apart from the history of City, even I wasn't going in 1924 and 1933, so I have to base it on other people. So even an old guy like me, obviously by part 7 or 8, I'll be a bit more personal, because it'll be a bit more personal to me because of the games I'll be attending, etc. So please check back on those anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching today. As I said, and I always say, please follow me on Twitter for all the latest movie and City news on at nostalgia_movie, and I'm on Facebook at Bernardine with links to movieGameNostalgia.com, my little website for rare old DVDs, posters and board games. So you can spend a few minutes on there when you're bored. That's much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. What are we going to do with the rest of your day? Have a great one. Please, yeah, if you know anyone or anyone affected by this thing, please get out and support as much as you can. Look after yourselves. look after your friends, look after your family, and also I'll add, look after your neighbours as well. Keep an eye on them, especially the elderly. Just please keep a special eye on them, and just think on before you go out and buy three packs of 72 toilet roll. Some old lady in a little shopping trolley might want a few toilet rolls as well. So, hey, tell you what, buy them and then give them to the older people. Even better. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this little one-off special. Say there's no City game to discuss or look forward to, but I just wanted to put this out there. So, you know, I'm still here, but you know where to find me for other things. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you all again very, very soon. And let's hope this virus is put to bed and sorted out. And obviously the deaths and the things from it don't rise too high, certainly in the UK and across the world, obviously, where it's, I think China are now getting on top of it from what I can read. Sometimes you can't always believe what comes out of China, but hopefully they're getting on top of it. Let's hope we can keep I'm not going to get political. Hopefully we can sort it out for ourselves and our people as well, our citizens. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's been a scene. Till the next time, look after yourselves. Bye for now.